Hello everyone, welcome to the crash course Prelims 2020 which is absolutely free. Daily I am going to do prelims oriented, 100% exam oriented crash course which is going to schedule the exam which is going to schedule on October 4th Sunday. Another 115 days are there. For this 115 days I am going to give you the lectures on prelims oriented which is absolutely free. So please join my crash course, free crash course for prelims 2020 on YouTube. Welcome to free crash course prelims 2020 by Vishnuvardhan. So welcome all for the free crash course. So first I want to tell about myself. Why free prelims crash course with me? Why you have to trust me? Why you have to follow this course? Why you need to subscribe to my YouTube channel? For everything we need to have why. Why we are doing, why we are studying, why we are preparing for civil service examination, why we are challenging, why we are strong. For everything we need to have a strong why. Without why, nowhere we are going to go. So that why, the reasoning I want to tell you, the reasoning is this. My name is Vishnuvardhan. I attended UPSC interview 3 times, 2011, 2012 and 2014. Very marginally I missed service. From that time onwards I am into the civil services as a faculty, as a mentor. Better than faculty, I can tell that I am a mentor. Teaching the students, taking care of the students, hand holding the students for their success. So 3 times I went to UPSC interview. Into civil services teaching since 2012 onwards. When I was preparing in my second attempt onwards, when I cleared my mains examinations, slowly I entered into the civil services. Then 9 years of experience I had in civil services examination and in civil services faculty, in training civil services examination. This total 9 years, as well as from morning to evening, every day I am working like you people. From morning to till 12 o'clock in the night I am working for you people. So total experience and my daily hard work I am putting on you for your success. Teaching experience earlier, IAS Baba Bangalore, I taught subjects there, anthropology. Fortune IAS Academy Trivandrum, I taught there and now also I am teaching there. In Hyderabad, several institutions I teach. Sri Chaitanya, R.C. Reddy, Narayana, IAS Academy, CSB, these all institutes where I taught earlier. Unacademy also I am teaching, I am taking the classes. I am a verified educator at Unacademy also. Now anthropology online I am doing at vishnuias.com as well as at Trivandrum Fortune IAS I am doing anthropology course. So this is about myself. So my total 9 years of experience, and from morning to evening my hard work I am going to dedicate on you. So please make sure that you get into success. So coming into the program. So now onwards daily I will be taking some topics, exam oriented topics, prelims oriented topics. Expected, I am putting lot of effort so that minimum 40 to 50 questions should come from this particular crash course. 40 to 50, what I am going to discuss? Current affairs I am going to discuss, government schemes I am going to discuss, polity judgments I am going to discuss, polity current affairs I am going to discuss, governance current affairs I am going to discuss, Indian society current affairs I am going to discuss, geography current affairs I am going to discuss. So exam point of view, environment current affairs, exam point of view, what are all important for you, those all things I will be discussing on this particular YouTube channel. So please subscribe to my channel for your success. So the first topic which I took, easy topic, I don't want to put pressure on you. So the first topic which I took, Jammu and Kashmir special status. So what is this? I will be discussing now. So like this one by one, topic onwards we will be going. Jammu and Kashmir special status. Understanding Article 370 first. Why? Because the fundamentals you need to know. What is Article 370? What is Article 370? Article 370 guarantees a special status to Jammu and Kashmir, first point. Second point, allows state assembly to make its own constitution. Article 370 told that they will have their own constitution. Separate set of laws for state residents such as citizenship, ownership of property and fundamental rights. Their own citizenship, their own fundamental rights, their own laws. They can make their own laws. And the total separate constitution, that means in India there are two constitutions are there earlier, before Article 370 was been removed, Jammu and Kashmir constitution and Indian constitution. Citizens from other states cannot purchase land or property in Jammu and Kashmir, which was the condition which was there in Article 370 earlier. Center cannot declare financial emergency under Article 360. Everywhere they can declare, but except Jammu and Kashmir. So prelims point of view, we will be knowing that Article 370 erstwhile which was there, which of the following is not there. So these are the following which are there in Article 370. Similarly, Article 335A and Article 370 both are interrelated to each other. What is Article 370? What is Article 35A? Article 370 gives temporary provisions. These all are temporary provisions which give special powers to Jammu and Kashmir. Article 370. Except for defense, foreign, except for defense, Article 35A and Article 370 we will be discussing now. What is Article 370 and Article 35A? Article 370 gives us the temporary provisions of the Jammu and Kashmir. Special status, except for defense, foreign relations and communications. Except these three, next the state of Jammu and Kashmir can do everything except foreign relations, except communications and except defense. Parliament needs the state government's concurrence. Whatever they make the law, compulsory there is a need for Parliament concurrence of Jammu and Kashmir. Whereas Article 35A, which is linked to 370, what is Article 35A is telling? Powers to Jammu and Kashmir Assembly to define permanent residence. Mainly Article 35A will be discussing about the permanent residence. So what is the difference between this both? 370 talks about the temporary provisions for special status which is given to Jammu and Kashmir. Except foreign relations, communications and defense, rest all laws which is made by the Parliament of India should be in congruence with the Jammu and Kashmir. If Jammu and Kashmir legislature accepts, then only the law made by the Parliament will be accepted in Jammu and Kashmir. If not, the law made by the Parliament of India will not be applied on Jammu and Kashmir Parliament or Jammu and Kashmir legislature or Jammu and Kashmir country, Jammu and Kashmir state. Why? Because it is, why I told the country word, because it was being a quasi country. Everything it was independent except foreign relations, finance, defense and communications. Defense, foreign affairs, finances and communication, these four things. So foreign affairs, finance, communications and defense. Article 35A which mainly deals about what? Citizenship, which mainly talks about permanent residence. So outsiders cannot get the permanent residence in Jammu and Kashmir. That speaks about Article 35A. So in this, both are very important for your prelims. Recently, Centre decided to end the special status given to Jammu and Kashmir under Article 370. Article 370 and Article 35A both are been scrapped. Article 370 and Article 35A both are been scrapped. Prelims point of view important. What are the articles were been scrapped recently? 370 and Article 35A of the Constitution. So this is about, yes. Constitution of India is now. So after scrapping this Article 370 and 35A, what is happening? Constitution of India is applicable to Jammu and Kashmir now. Up to now, Constitution of India is not applicable. Why? Because Jammu and Kashmir have a separate constitution. But now onwards, Constitution of India will be applied onto the Jammu and Kashmir. Number two, no separate flag. Up to now, they have the separate flag. Now onwards, there won't be any separate flag. Jammu and Kashmir State Assembly tenure, which was earlier 6 years, now reduced to 5 years, which is equivalent with all the states of the country. So all the states of India is having 5 years. Similarly, Jammu and Kashmir tenure was earlier 6 years, now it is reduced to 5 years. That is also there. Very important prelims point of view. Ranbir Penal Code replaced by Indian Penal Code. The Jammu and Kashmir had a separate penal code which is called as Ranbir Penal Code. That Ranbir Penal Code, now it got replaced by the Indian Penal Code. Indian Penal Code is also applicable on Jammu and Kashmir. Prelims point of view, what is Ranbir Penal Code? Ranbir Penal Code is called as Jammu and Kashmir Penal Code. President's rule under Article 356 is applicable to the Union Territory. Why? Because now, after scrapping, Jammu and Kashmir as a state was being removed and now it is being called as Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. See here, Jammu and Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir becomes union territory, not state. Ladakh becomes a union territory without legislature. So Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, two union territories were being formed now. Earlier these are not the union territories. Now onwards these two union territories are formed. Jammu and Kashmir union territory with the legislature. Ladakh becomes union territory without legislature. These two union territories are formed now. So before it was one state, Jammu and Kashmir. Now Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. The map is like this. The map is now the present Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh map is like this. So this map also you have to remember. See it, zoom it, this one. Yes. So this is a Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan administered Kashmir, which is called as POK, which is called as POK, Pakistan. Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Pakistan is administering this particular Kashmir region. Every time we will be discussing about Aksai Chin, Chinese administration. China occupied Kashmir. This. Now it is China occupied union territory. So this is Aksai Chin, which is this side of the east side of the Jammu and Kashmir earlier. And whereas Gilgit province, Pak region is the west side of Jammu and Kashmir. Here is a Srinagar, here is a Ladakh, and here is a Jammu. So in this way the map also you have to remember for your prelims. The map also you have to remember for the prelims. In coming days in the free crash course on YouTube, I am going to do rivers, how the river flows, drainage system is there. Yes. Rivers drainage system, through which states it is all the rivers are flowing, I am going to discuss. This is about the Jammu and Kashmir. Now the Jammu and Kashmir is not a state, it is a union territory. So prelims point of view you have to remember these points. Okay? And the second topic of the day, India State of Forest Report 2019. Every 2 years this report will be coming, and for every 3 years one question will come from this forest report. So this is called as biennial assessment of country's forest resources. Biennial means for every 2 years there will be a how much forest area is there in India, how much forest area is increasing in India. A report will be given by this particular State of Forest Report 2019. India State of Forest Report 2019 released by the Forest Survey of India. Who will be releasing? Prelims point of view. Who will be releasing the India State of Forest Report 2019 means it is Forest Survey of India, FSI, under Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change will be releasing this report, India State of Forest Report. For every 2 years one time it will be releasing, and now it is the 16th assessment. It started in the year 1987. This report giving of forest report started in the year 1987, and every 2 years we are giving. Right now it is the 16th assessment. So I will be comparing with the 15th assessment. Why? Because 15th assessment was earlier and now it is the 16th assessment of 2019. So 2020 there won't be any assessment, and 2021 again we will be having the assessment. So it is the expected question for prelims. So listen, there are 5 categories are there under India State of Forest. What is that? Very dense forest, moderately dense forest, open forest, scrubs, and open forest. And open forest or non-forest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 categories are there under India State of Forest Report, which is categorized by Forest Survey of India. What is that? If forest canopy means the density of the trees is more than 70%. Remember the number. If the density of the tree, which is called as canopy density, the trees, if the canopy density is more than 70%, it is called as very dense forest according to this report. If the canopy is 40% to 70%, it is called as moderately dense forest. If the canopy is 10% to 40%, it is called as open forest. If the canopy or the scrubs is less than 10%, it is called as scrubs. And it is nothing, it is called as non-forest or open lands. So these 5 categories are being calculated under this particular State of Forest Report. Under State of Forest Reports. Again, what it is? Very dense forest, moderately dense forest, open forest, scrubs, non-forest. Here it is up to 70%, more than 70%, 40% to 70%, 10 to 40%, less than 10%, non-forest. So this calculations will be done under this particular India State of Forest Report 2019. So very dense forest canopy is more than 70%, moderately dense forest canopy is 40 to 70%, open forest canopy is 10 to 40%. Similarly, scrub is less than 10%. Non-forest not included in any of the previous categories. In any of the previous categories, it is called as non-forest. In this way, the 5 types of forest or 5 categories are being given by this particular government report, India State Forest of the Report 2019, which is given by the Forest Survey of India by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. See, classification of forest based on canopy density. Classification of forest based on canopy density. Highlights of the report. So what is the 16th assessment report? Highlights of the report. What are the highlights of the report? Total forest cover is 21.67%. Total geographic area of India tree cover is 2.89%. 2.89%. So total tree and forest cover is 24.56%. So you have to remember forest cover is 21.6 and tree cover is 2.89. When the total tree and forest cover, when I calculate, it is 24.56. Yes. Trend. There is marginal increase from 2017. Yes, the forest area is increasing. We are not decreasing, we are increasing. It's a very good sign. We have to feel very happy. Very dense forest increasing. Forest within recorded forest area slightly decreased. Forest within recorded forest, which is already recorded, in that recorded area, the forest is decreased. But new forest got developed. Forest in hilly districts increased. That means new forest added in hill districts, the forest percentage increased. But already recorded forest, the forest density is decreasing. So prelims point of view, the statement wise you have to remember. Prelims point of view, statement wise you have to remember. So this is green cover. India has about 7,08,273 square kilometers of forest, which is 21.53% of the geography area of the country, according to the India State of Forest Report 2017, 15th assessment. This is 15th assessment. So you have to understand this. So forest as percentage of geographical area, Uttarakhand is having more forest area. How much percentage? 71% of forest area is there. Next, Manipur is also very high, 78.03. Sikkim is also very high, 82.31. So from all the states which is highly, densely forest area means Sikkim, number 1, according to this report. Whereas non-forest area is 77.05. Whereas open forest is 9.38. Moderately dense forest is 9.38 is there. Very dense is 2.99 is there. Scrub is 1.4 and open forest is 9.18. This percentage is also very important. You have to remember for your prelims point of view. These facts are important. Forest cover in India, non-forest is 77.05%. Yes. Forest cover in states by area, Madhya Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Chhattisgarh are very high in area. By percentage form, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya. Whereas if we understand here, Sikkim is having 82.31%. Sikkim is having 82.31%, but it is according to what? Forest Report 2017. Now the calculations got changed. It is according to Forest Report 2017, but now the forest cover in states got changed. For example, by area, Madhya Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Chhattisgarh. By percentage of area, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya. Increase in forest area in Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir. And decrease where it decreased, Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh and Mizoram, it got decreased. So this you have to remember. By area wise, which states increased? By percentage wise, which states increased? Overall increase in forest area, which states? And decrease where it got decreased. That means Northeast India, mainly Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh and Mizoram got decreased. This you have to remember. This you have to remember. Yes. In that report only, new features of the report. The report new features, prelims, he will be asking like that only. Recorded extent of trees outside forest. New features of the report. These all features which are added for calculation. Recorded extent of trees outside the forest. Plant biodiversity assessment. Forest type of map. mapping of fire prone zones, wetlands in forest, recording invasive species, very dense forest, moderately dense forest, mangroves and open forest. See the diagram. Yes, here once zoom it. So the students will come to a understanding. Very dense forest, Andaman Nicobar Islands. Moderately dense forest we can observe in Madhya Pradesh. Open forest we can see in Telangana state, and whereas mangroves we can see in West Bengal. In that way. So here, where are the wetlands are present? Prelims point of view, my dear students. Wetlands, the popular are Gujarat, West Bengal, Pondicherry and Andaman Nicobar Islands. Mangroves, West Bengal, Gujarat and Andaman Nicobar Islands. Forest fires, 21.4% of forest area is prone to fires. Carbon stock, 56% is soil organic carbon. Bamboo, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Arunachal Pradesh, very high it is present. So prelims point of view also you have to make this report. Prelims point of view also you have to remember this report. So my dear, I made the report assessment prelims point of view with my 9 years of experience. I thought this will be very useful for you. So I made this. So you have to read about this compulsory for your prelims examination in the topic of environment and ecology. SARC and BIMSTEC, just an understanding. SARC and BIMSTEC. SARC, comparison I am doing. SARC, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, established in 1985. The secretariat headquarters is located in Kathmandu. 8 members are there. What are the members? I will be discussing. The flags are there here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 18th summit in Kathmandu conceived BBN project. So what are all this we will be understanding now. So first is, this is about the SARC and this is about the BIMSTEC. SARC is in 1985 and BIMSTEC established in 1997, secretariat in Dhaka, 7 members. Just you compare. Which flag is missing? Bangladesh flag is there. Bangladesh flag is there. Sri Lankan flag is there. India is there. Again, Nepal is there. Bhutan is there. Again, yes, Afghanistan there. Here Afghanistan is not there. Thailand is there. Here Myanmar is there. Here Myanmar is there. Here in place of Myanmar, Pakistan is there. So this is, BIMSTEC means Bay of Bengal side. That means east side of India we are having 8 countries. What are those 7 countries? What are those? Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, India, Nepal, Bhutan, Thailand, Myanmar. BIMSTEC. BIMSTEC you have to remember. This is different from this. This is a symbol of BIMSTEC. This is a symbol of SARC. 1985 and 1997. In upcoming class I will be making a class on BBN project. All the neighborhood of India also I will be making the class topics, prelims point of view, not exclusive, prelims point of view only I will be doing. So see, SARC countries, I made the map. Zoom in. Yes, this is SARC countries. If you see, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Maldives. All the neighboring countries of India. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are the 8 countries of SARC. Similarly here, BIMSTEC. India, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar and Thailand and Sri Lanka. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Map pointing also you have to do, my dear students. Map pointing also very, very important. I am not telling here, but you have to remember. Bhutan is bordered with which states of India? Bhutan bordering states are what? Nepal bordering states are what? This you have to remember for your prelims point of view. Next topic. 15th Finance Commission. 15th Finance Commission, it will be submitting 2 reports. 2020 to 2021 and 2021 to 2026. Usually every Finance Commission will be giving recommendations for 5 years. But for this time, the 15th Finance Commission is giving recommendations for the 6 years. Number 1, 2020 to 21 one report and 2021 to 2026 another report. So for 6 years this 15th Finance Commission is giving its report. Usually it will be only for 5 years and 1 report, but this time it is 6 years and 2 reports. Article 280 of the Constitution provide for the Finance Commission as a quasi-judicial body. As a quasi-judicial body. What are the key recommendations? Earlier 14th Finance Commission told it is 42% of devaluation. The funds from the central government, the funds which is accumulated by the central government need to give 42% of the funds to the state government. It was 42%, but now it is reduced to 41%. That you have to remember. Two parameters introduced based on performance, total fertility rate and taxation efforts. These are the two parameters which are added to this 15th Finance Commission. What is that? Total fertility rate means population. Taxation efforts, how the government is putting efforts for the sake of increasing the taxation. Enhanced devaluation. It also told that local bodies like Panchayati Raj institutions and municipal bodies should get enhanced devaluation of funds. That is also recommended by the 15th Finance Commission. So see, the formula that decides a state's share. Weight in 14th Finance Commission, weight in 15th Finance Commission, weight in 14th Finance Commission. See, highest percentage was given for income distance in 14th Finance Commission, whereas in 15th Finance Commission 45% is given for income distance. Prelims point of view, very very important. So 50, this color income distance, 27.5% population, 15% area, 7.5 forest and ecology. Whereas 15th Finance Commission 45 income distance, 12.5 demographic performance, 2.5 tax effort, 15% population, 15% area, 10% forest and ecology. In this way, how the devaluation should happen, this is the formula for 15th Finance Commission and this is the formula for 14th Finance Commission. State share in divisible pool. See, 11th 5-year plan it is 29.5, 12th 5-year plan it is 30.5, 13th 5-year plan is 32, and suddenly it is increased to 42%, and now it is again reduced to 41%. 1% reduce in devaluation of funds in 15th Finance Commission. Last, yes. Viral diseases, polio, you have to remember there are 3 strains of virus. Yes. 3 strains of virus are there: wild poliovirus type 1, wild poliovirus type 2, wild poliovirus type 3. Type 1 is restricted, is present, but it is present only in Pakistan, Afghanistan, prelims point of view. Eliminated in 2015, type 2, type 3 is eliminated very recently. This polio is called as poliomyelitis, highly infectious viral disease, affects nervous system and causes paralysis within hours. So in India we had eliminated type 1, type 2, type 3, but type 1 is still present in Pakistan and Afghanistan. So World Health Organization celebrated when the type 3 got eliminated from the world. Now the only target is type 1 is present, but it is present in Afghanistan and Pakistan only. Yes. So my dear students, for free prelims crash course, subscribe to our channel. Every day we will be providing prelims perspective. Topics I will be discussing. Do it very seriously. You will clear the prelims. Thank you. All the best. God bless you all.